Hello. Hello, this is Freda, Solutions Engineer in DJI Enterprise team. In this course, I would like to give you an overall introduction to DJI as a company and DJI Enterprise division, which is the team I belong to. Then I will go over the enterprise products as well as our typical use cases. I hope after this training, we could help you to have a general understanding of what we do, what products and solutions we provide, and what customers they serve. First of all, let's look at how DJI got to where it is today. Founded in 2006, DJI started with producing flight controllers for helicopters and drones. Back then, drones were more of a DIY hobby in the garage. In 2012, DJI released the iconic original Phantom 1, the first all-in-one ready-to-fly drone in history. Later you can see, with each new generation, we've added new features. The built-in cameras, visual positioning and obstacle avoidance, AI, and more. With all the technologies, our latest drones can easily be flown by a first-time pilot. This is something never believable 10 years ago. With our tremendous success in the consumer market, we've seen also a growing trend of putting drones into work, and that's why we've built the DJI Enterprise division in 2017. The M200 series was our first product built for commercial applications, and then comes the Phantom 4 RTK. In 2019, also we have a software products such as the DJI TERRA, and in 2020, we've brought the M300 with the H20 series, setting a new standard for commercial drones. Long time ago, there might be a misconception that DJI drones were just toys, but with the M300 being used by the firefighters, the power line inspection crews, surveyors, it has been proven that drones can really increase your productivity and reduce our risks at work. In 2012, we further enhanced productivity by launching the DJI Dock, a drone-in-a-box solution designed to facilitate remote, automated drone deployment. No doubt, we'll continue to push the envelope and bring more new innovative products, features, solutions for our customers. And looking back in 2006, DJI was only a startup company of 20 people, and now we have over 14,000 employees around the world, of which 20% is our R&D talent. Over the past 16 years, we've grown from a small office to a global workforce. We have now 15 global branches all over the world, and our products are available in more than 100 countries and regions, thanks to our channel partners of more than 1,000 globally. So like I mentioned, when we extend into the commercial market, one of the most obvious challenges we've seen is that the governmental or corporate clients need not only drone products, but a complete set of solutions, including the hardware, the software, the training and support, and also integration with their existing business systems. By creating the enterprise division, we have allocated dedicated R&D resources to analyze user demand and create drones, payloads, softwares for specific applications, as well as providing after-sales support and training service for the enterprise clients with the help of our dealer network. Here I would also want to highlight, while the enterprise applications and the user demands may diverse one from the other, DJI has been focusing on addressing the common needs in the industries and streamline the drone data collection process for specific industry demands. We also enable third-party partners to develop customized software and hardware products based on DJI drones through our SDKs and APIs. System integration or ecosystem partnership is also crucial and included in our enterprise solutions. Next, I will go over these key components one by one starting with our drone products. Here is an overview of our current product lineup. From smaller to bigger airframes, we have the MAVIC 3 Enterprise series, the MATRICE 30 series, and the MATRICE 300 series. We will talk about how they differ one from another later, but here we also want to highlight the DJI Dock. It's a drone charging station that allows you to deploy the drone in a remote area, pre-program the flight, and the drone can take off and land automatically. The drone in the dock is an M30 dock version. That's why we put it under the M30 family, although it's different from all the other drone products we have. So all of these latest DJI Enterprise drones are controlled by remote controllers with the built-in DJI Pilot 2 app, which is an Android application installed on our smart controllers. From here, you can see the live video. You can also perform basic manual control options as well as the mission planning features. The Pilot 2 app then can communicate with DJI Flight Hub 2, our cloud platform. Team collaboration as well as remote operations can be empowered by this platform. We have another 2 standalone PC software that can process drone images. One is DJI TERRA for creating maps and models for photogrammetry or LiDAR data processing. And the other one is DJI Thermal Analysis Tool for temperature measurements on thermal images and more detailed analysis. A lot of our enterprise customers started their drone programs with consumer drones, such as Phantoms or MAVICs. When they get to know DJI Enterprise products, they might wonder, wow, my consumer drone is doing great. Why should I upgrade to enterprise models? So here I would like to highlight a few key items that would set the enterprise drones apart. First of all is safety. Enterprise drones like the M300 and M30 were designed to operate in demanding conditions with their IP ratings, improved wind resistance, self-heating batteries, and the other redundancy systems, making it ready for operations around the clock. The second point is while consumer customers just use drones to take pictures or videos when they are traveling, drones are tools for enterprise customers to collect aerial data, including those cannot be seen even with human eyes. So with enterprise drones, you can do thermal inspections with M3T, you can see through the darkness with the H20N, and you can create a multispectral map with the MAVIC 3 multispectral and create LiDAR point clouds with the L1. So we provide various sensors or payloads to meet those different kinds of data collection requirements. The third point, we also provide features built for commercial work. For example, RTK capability, which is an advanced positioning technique to provide centimeter-level positioning accuracy. It is first starting with the Phantom 4 RTK, and right now has become a standard feature for all of our surveying drones. And also, there is mission planning and smart inspection to make the inspection work much more easier and automated than before. While we also have Pinpoint and Smart Track, which are designed for the public safety work. Along with the powerful products and intelligent features, for enterprise clients also need enterprise-grade services. This is exactly what we are committed to provide. DJI Care Enterprise can provide a complete protection for your fleet, and the maintenance program can also be a great addition to make sure that your aircraft is kept at top performance. For those who have to perform operations in the geo-restricted areas, we also provide the unlock service for those who have obtained the permission from authorities. The last point I want to talk about is SDK, which stands for Software Development Kit. DJI Enterprise drones like the M300 are powerful platforms, but we believe there is even possibilities or opportunities that we haven't seen, so that it can be leveraged by the other third-party companies to do more. With our Payload SDK, you can develop like spotlight speakers, methane detectors, and more. And currently, there are already over 200 payloads in our ecosystem. With the mobile SDK or cloud API, it is possible to build apps or software platforms to interact with our drones. With the onboard SDK, you're able to mount an external computing device on the drone and control the aircraft with this device. In a nutshell, with these SDKs, we have further extended the boundaries of drone applications, making it possible that the customers can get the customized solutions if they need. The other reason why you should choose a DJI Enterprise drone is data security. When enterprise customers are using drones at work, no matter surveying or power line inspections, they do care a lot about data security. And at DJI, we take this issue seriously. In fact, we have always been at the forefront of drone data security. Up to now, over 300,000 hours of work have been spent by our engineers to design security features in order to offer the most transparency and flexibility to our users, especially for enterprise drones. For example, one of the key features we brought with the M300 and the other latest enterprise drones is the local data mode. It is basically the airplane mode for our flight control app. When the local data mode is enabled, no data that was generated by the pilot app was sent externally to any third party, including DJI ourselves. Local data mode is also validated by independent audits such as the FTI audit. Furthermore, we also provide features such as the AES-256 encryption during the video transmission process, as well as the SD card encryption for data storage, and the possibility to delete flight and remote controller logs, protecting the entire data collection, transmission, and storage lifecycle. Those are the key differences that make enterprise products more reliable and more powerful. Then let's take a closer look at the enterprise drones. The Enterprise series of MAVIC 3 comes into two versions, the M3E and the M3T. At first glance, you might think they look quite familiar with the consumer MAVIC 3. It has the same portable design, with less than 1 kilogram in weight and a 45-minute maximum flight time. But there are a few key features that make M3E series the real everyday commercial drone. First, the M3E has a camera built for surveying, and the M3T has the thermal camera. We'll talk a few more details about those cameras later. And in terms of the ground control software, the M3E series support DJI Pilot 2 app instead of the DJI Fly on the consumer side, which means that you can plan mapping missions or waypoint flight missions. And also, you can use the DJI Flight Hub 2 or cloud platform to interact with the drones and see the live video streamings and enjoy the other rich features. For commercial work, a payload SDK port has been added on top of the aircraft, making it possible to add additional modules such as DJI's RTK module and the loudspeaker. The RTK module is a key for surveying, while the speaker could be useful for first responders, such as sharing information with a lost individual. In addition to that, the Enterprise models also comes with the RC Pro Enterprise remote controller, which has a built-in microphone for the speaker. It is also compatible with the DRTK2 mobile station. So when we compare the two models within the M3E series, the main difference lies in the camera system. The M3E is equipped with a 4x3-inch sensor with 20 megapixels and a mechanical shutter to provide crystal clear images, making it a great option for aerial surveying. With the RTK module mounted, it will be able to provide within 5 cm surveying accuracy without ground control points, similar to its predecessor, Phantom 4 RTK, but with the longer flight time, as well as the super fast 0.7 interval shooting it is able to achieve 2 to 5 times of the surveying efficiency of the Phantom 4RTK. In the latest firmware update of the M3E, we brought 2 stunning new features, the real-time terrain following and smart oblique, reinforcing its surveying capabilities. If you're looking to do surveying and mapping, the M3E would be the one to choose. In contrast, the M3T has equipped a 48 megapixel wide-angle lens camera with a smaller 1x2-inch sensor and no mechanical shutter that, combined with the 12 megapixel telecamera, can provide you a 46 times hybrid zooming capability. The M3T also features a thermal camera. It is 640 by 512 in resolution and supporting 28 times digital zoom, making it a great tool for public safety and inspections. The latest drone in the MAVIC 3 family is the MAVIC 3 MULTISPECTRAL. So basically, it is just replacing the telecamera on the M3E with 4 multispectral cameras. With that being said, it still has all the surveying capabilities of the M3E while adding extra multispectral capabilities. So what exactly does the multispectral sensors do? The normal RGB camera or visual camera only captures visible light, which is actually the red, green, blue lights, and mix them together to present images. In contrast, the multispectral cameras will separate the natural light into a couple of spectral bands and capture the spectral reflectance from objects separately. And all those data collections from different bands can be transformed into vegetation indexes, such as the NDVI. So monitor the crop health and also generating precision maps for agro drones could be an identical application of the multispectral data, as well as environmental monitoring and natural resources surveys. The M3E series could be your go-to when you're starting a job as a drone service provider, but some of the enterprise users need to operate under more demanding environments. In that case, the M30 series can get you a waterproof airframe, a much stronger zoom camera, while still maintaining a portable size. Both the aircraft and the RC of the M30 series are IP rated, making it possible to operate in rain, and also with improved temperature range as well as the wind resistance. The other reason to choose the M30 series is the DJI RC Plus, which is the remote controller we've designed solely for commercial drone pilots. A 7-inch high brightness screen, which is also glove friendly and has a ergonomic design with 6 physical buttons on the sides of the screen to make it easier and more efficient for operations. Has 4 antennas for enhanced transmission quality and also swappable battery to increase the operating time. It does support the dual RC mode, which is not available in smaller drones. In terms of payload camera, the RGB cameras of the M30 series also has a significantly improved zooming capability than the MAVIC 3 Enterprise, and the laser rangefinder is able to enable smart features such as smart track or pinpoint. We'll talk about later. Some other key specs here, such as the 41 minutes flight time, the hot swappable batteries. With all that being said, this is still a drone under 4 kg that can fit in a backpack, making it a great option for first responders and energy or infrastructure inspection crew. Here we can take a closer look at the M30T's payload cameras. It integrates a wide camera of 12 megapixels, a zoom camera with 5 to 16 optical zoom capability, and also a thermal camera and a laser rangefinder. We have an example to show how the zooming capability looks like. So here, this is a screenshot for the Pilot 2 app on the RC Plus. We have telemetry shown on the below section, smart features on the left, and also camera options on the right. On top of the screen, you can see the current zoom level, which is 2x right now in the green box. So here with the 2x zoom, it looks like an average city view. Then when we zoom into 20x, wow, you see this seems to be a busy street. Then what if we go further to 200x? Wow, you can even read the road sign. I guess you'll be curious what's the distance to this road sign we're currently seeing, and we got the answer thanks to the laser rangefinder. So the distance from the drone to the object in the center of the camera view can be measured with the laser here. It is showing the distance in the RNG section, which is 2,255 feet, equal to 678 meters. So we're actually more than 600 meters away from what we're seeing. So here, just an illustration of what level of details you can get from the M30 camera. And then comes the M300 RTK. In terms of hardware performance, for sure, it is the best we can provide. And in terms of the intelligent features, it also gives us a variety of options for different purposes. But those were still not the best part of the M300. So the most significant, unique advantage of M300 is being able to swap payloads according to a demand, meaning that you can have multiple payloads and you can do a variety of different jobs, from surveying to search and rescue missions, and even to string a cable of the power pylons. So, and you can mount up to 3 payloads at the same time, if that's not exceeding the 2.7 payload capacity limit. And also we have SDKs and APIs that's supporting the third-party integration. So here, speaking of the payloads for M300 RTK, they can actually be divided into 2 groups, the DJI official payloads as well as the third-party payloads. DJI payloads include the ZENMUSE H20 series for public safety and inspections, the H20N for nighttime operations, and our surveying and mapping payloads, P1 and L1. We also have the third-party payloads such as Spotlight, laser methane detector, oblique camera, speaker, gas detector, and a lot more. In fact, there are more than 200 payloads developed by the third parties in our ecosystem right now. The H20 series is DJI's first hybrid payload, integrating both RGB cameras and thermal cameras, as well as the laser rangefinder, with a similar setup compared with the M30 series camera. The H20 series does provide a slightly better zooming capability in the RGB camera side, since the optical zoom is from 2 to 23 times. On the thermal side, the resolution of the H20T is the same as M30T, while the H20T does have a longer equivalent focal length, which means that you can inspect the same object from a longer distance away. You might think that the laser rangefinder is just telling the distance to where the drone camera is looking at. In fact, there are several amazing smart features empowered by the laser rangefinder. First one, pinpoint. With the laser rangefinder, reading in combination with the aircraft GPS coordinate, we can calculate its coordinate and mark up this point on the map. Here is a quick example of how it looks like. Here we drop a pinpoint, and the blue diamond is shown to show where it is. It is shown both in the camera view and also on the map. And when you look away just now, you can simply look back at this pinpoint with one tap. Second feature, Smart Track. It automatically recognizes boats, cars, and people. You can just tap on the object and the gimbal will follow automatically and keep the object centered. Also automatically zoom when the object moves closer or farther away. AI Spot Check. Using the AI algorithms to improve the accuracy of routine inspection missions. Here, you can do a manual inspection first, and then frame the object of interest, and camera will automatically search for the same object in repeated missions. This is an example of using the AI Spot Check for the power line inspections. A side note here that these smart features are also supported by the M30 series, thanks to the same laser rangefinder integration. A new member of the H20 series family, the H20N, and N stands for night vision. Obviously, it is a payload specially built for nighttime operations, thanks to the Starlight RGB sensors. For those who are not familiar with the concept of Starlight sensors, the pixels are much larger to allow more light in, and the image processing algorithms are specially optimized for low light conditions. It is also the first time we integrate two thermal cameras into one payload. The combination of the tele and the wide thermal cameras gets you 8 times optical zoom and 32 times maximum zoom. Here is an example of the H20N Starlight camera view in contrast to the non-Starlight H20T here. Another example on the thermal side. The location is 425 meters away from the drone, as measured by the H20N laser rangefinder. So with the combination of the dual thermal cameras, you can easily zoom in and get more details. While the H20 series are designed more for public safety and inspections, we also have two surveying and mapping payloads. The ZENMUSE L1, integrating a LiveVox LiDAR module in high accuracy IMU and a surveying camera on a 3-axis stabilized gimbal. When used with the M300 RTK and DJI TERRA, the L1 efficiently captures the details of complex structures and delivering high accurate point cloud. And just to explain a little bit more on the LiDAR concept, while the RGB cameras just capture the natural light reflected by the objects, LiDAR sensor will shoot beams of invisible light, and when hitting objects, these beams will get reflected back to the sensor itself, and then we can calculate the distance by the time of the light travels. In this way, it's actually working in the same way with the laser rangefinder. However, the difference is like the L1 is shooting 240,000 of light pulses in a second, and it can collect multiple returns from just one pulse. These measurements can be processed into a 3D visualization known as point cloud, which is useful to generate topographic maps in surveying and also to calculate biomass in the forestry and a lot other applications. Example of a point cloud of a power transmission line is created by L1 here. With this point cloud, the inspection crew can easily measure the distance from the transmission lines or equipment to the vegetation below in order to avoid any potential risk. One of the unique features of L1 is providing a point cloud live view during the data collection process. On the left side shows the RGB camera view, and on the right side is the LiDAR data, making it possible to have a quick check on data collection and ensure data integrity before you return back to the office. The last payload we're going to talk about is the ZENMUSE P1. P1 integrates a full-frame sensor with interchangeable lenses on a 3-axis stabilized gimbal, designed for collecting survey images to make maps or models. You might think this is just a camera mounted on M300, but there is much more work. Surveying requires an accurate positioning of where pictures are taken during the flight. Even microseconds of time difference during image processing will make the error of the system greater. We optimized the M300 system to continuously align the time of the RTK module, the flight controller, and the P1 camera, making it possible to achieve centimeter level of accuracy, even without ground control points. Other features like smart oblique capture were also built to further increase the efficiency. It is possible to capture a 3 square kilometer area in one single flight. Ultimate accuracy and efficiency. This is what P1 is up for. A quick summary of comparison across our Enterprise drone series. You can see there is a difference from payload capacity or capability because of the size or weight limit of the airframe, and also there is a difference in hardware performance as well as software features. Speaking of which drone to choose for a certain use case, there isn't a blanket answer, depending on the needs, the workflow, as well as the budget. DJI dock here is in a separate section, as it is simply different with all the other drones we produce. In fact, a more sophisticated system that requires site survey, deployment, and maintenance. In a nutshell, DJI Dock is a drone docking station designed to facilitate remote monitoring and autonomous deployment of drones. The workflow goes like, you can remotely plan a mission on DJI's FlightHub2 cloud platform or a third-party platform built on our APIs. The mission can be synchronized with the dock, and the drone inside the dock, which is an M30 dock version, will take off and do the flights and then return back to the dock, automatically lands, and then can be charged up and get ready for the next mission. Here is also an example of how a dock mission is planned and performed remotely. First, creating a flight plan here and selecting an existing flight route or flight mission that was pre-planned previously, selecting the device or the dock to execute the mission, and also whether to execute immediately or at a certain time. So right now the mission is already in progress. We can see the live video feed from the surveillance camera on top of the dock here, showing that the dock is opening up, getting ready to take off. And the M30 dock version taking off. You can also see the camera feed as well as the drone's FPV camera view remotely from the FlightHub2. And during the mission, the drone location is showing in real time on the map. Here it is performing the mission according to the flight plan. And when it's finished, drone getting back to the docking station and ready to land. After the mission is completed, the media files will also be uploaded to the FlightHub2 platform so that you can review the data. That's the workflow of the DJI dock. And next, we're going to talk about software. First, DJI Flight Hub 2, our operations management platform supporting DJI's latest enterprise drones, as well as the DJI dock. It is a web-based cloud platform running on AWS servers based in US. With Flight Hub 2, we can synchronize key information within the team and streamline team cooperation. Flight Hub 2 has multiple features that in general can be divided into two groups. First, the feature sets developed for live operations, such as the 2.5D base map, where it integrates the elevation data, as well as the live video streaming, ground-to-cloud synergy, the cloud mapping feature, one-tap panorama, and the crew management. Here's an example of the cloud mapping. Essentially, it's just when the drone is flying the mapping mission, you can see the maps starting constructed during the flight, when the drone is still in the air. And also here another example of live video streaming and cross-device collaboration. Since the Flight Hub 2 can also be running on mobile devices, it can sync crucial information in the search and rescue mission, and so on. The other set of features were designed for routine operations. In fact, the screen recording I was playing in the dock section is indeed the Flight Hub 2 interface. So it allows you to do the mission planning, flight scheduling, media management, as well as the device management and maintenance, along with the dock or with the other DJI drones. DJI TERRA. It is a Windows-based, easy-to-use mapping software that can help customers transform real-world scenarios into digital asset. One thing to call attention here, it is not just creating 3D models or digital twins, but capable of processing different types of data into different types of deliverables. For example, 2D maps, 3D models, LiDAR point cloud, and multispectral maps. An example of what TERRA can do here. And here, this is a picture of a telecom tower. You can see the different types of equipment on the tower. And this is a 3D model without color that was constructed by TERRA and also from multiple images taken in the air. And here is also a model with the colorization, and you can hardly tell the difference between the model and the picture. And then you might wonder, what's the point of making a model like this? So one of the key strengths of models is that it is measurable. For example, for telecom companies, they want to understand what's the tilt angle of a antenna equipment, or whether there could be enough space to add extra equipments on the tower. And all this can be done with a 3D model, but not with a picture. In addition to hardware and software, DJI also provide training service as well as the after-sales service for customers. Here, DJI Academy is DJI's training center, offering a structured curriculum for schools to teach drone pilots on various professional workflows across industries, such as inspections or photography, and so on. We already provide a comprehensive training program to dealers and drone schools throughout the United States, and it is also starting to run successfully in Asia and introduced in Europe. DJI Enterprise was created to provide comprehensive protection for the DJI Enterprise products, providing coverage options with replacements or free repair services for accidental damages such as crashing, water damage, or signal interference. This could significantly reduce the stress and cost of the enterprise pilots. DJI also provides a lifetime maintenance program to the aircrafts so that you can fly safer as the aircraft is kept at top performance all the time. Next, on to the drone applications in various industries. With the advancing drone technologies, New use cases of drones are being created every day. Here just to share a few examples on the major applications we've seen today. Those are some of the industries that have seen tremendous growth in drone technology adoption, including public safety, AEC and surveying, electricity utility, oil and gas, as well as the agriculture. Definitely, drones can be used in a lot more verticals. In public safety, drones provide first responders with crucial aerial insights to help them make informed decisions and reducing the risks of the firefighters or police officers, as well as increasing the efficiency of the search and rescue work. In U.S. public safety agencies, using drones are increased 73% from 2018 to 2020, and currently we've seen 940 lives have been rescued from danger with the help of drones. As we know from the news stories or social media posts, this number is still growing. One example here is the Norway landslide in 2020. Being the biggest disaster ever within Norway, thousands of people were evacuated and houses were buried, with temperature as low as minus 23 degrees Celsius. The team would need to locate survivors as quick as possible. The M300 with H20 series was able to assist the team searching for missing victims with the thermal camera. The M300 was able to operate in these low temperatures non-stop with the quick charge battery station. In total, over 230 hours of drone airtime was completed. Moreover, a 3D model of the area was also created by the drone images within only 24 hours. The map was then made accessible to all the emergency services involved in this mission, giving them the information they need to safely navigate the disaster site in the dark. In addition to providing immediate aerial intelligence, drones can also be used to document the road accident scene while keeping personnel safe, as shown here thanks to the case study from Pearland Police Department in US. Drone mapping takes a fraction of the time of traditional or legacy scene documentation methods, such as total stations. Actual scenes are preserved in 3D with detailed information and centimeter accuracy. This is also a great example of showing how 3D models could even be beneficial to people outside of the traditional geospatial world. In the AEC and surveying domain, drones can be leveraged to create accurate results or models for land surveying, urban planning, AEC, as well as the natural resources management. Here we have another example of railway mapping with P1 and M300 by ALTAMETRIS in France. The challenges of the traditional survey methods is that they are too time-consuming and required in-person handling of the equipment in and around the railway tracks, imposing certain risks for the personnel. And with the M300 and P1, we can still deliver accurate results due to the built-in RTK system and also efficiently capture the data with the smart oblique capture function. Here is also a comparison between drone surveying versus the traditional methods. For the same surveying area, traditional methods like the GNSS or tachyometers may take several hours and 2 or 3 personnel need to carry the equipment around the site. However, with drones, it can simply be reduced to just 1 pilot and only 20 minutes work. Another example of GLACIER modeling with the MAVIC 3 Enterprise here. The Hailuogou Glacier is a typical marine low-altitude glacier in China, actually also the world's only enormous large icefall of more than 1,000 meters tall. It is extremely difficult to map the glacier with the traditional ground method, such as the GNSS stations. But with drones, this simply can be done with the pictures taken with the MAVIC 3 Enterprise and also with the mission planning software DJI Pilot app and DJI TERRA. In total, more than 4,000 pictures were captured in 9 flights, and 10 square kilometers area data were collected. With the M3E only less than 1 kilogram in weight, it is easy to carry in the mountains. and also capable of producing a centimeter accurate level model with the RTK module. Here is the final result delivered by the DJI TERRA. You can see the level of details it can provide. For power utilities, drones can also be used in a variety of different applications. For example, line inspections with the visual or thermal cameras, as well as the digitalization of the transmission or distribution lines and substations, and so on. And also we have the other special operations such as wildfire prevention or line pulling. And some of the key metrics here: from the estimation of an end user in Switzerland, Europe, the efficiency has been increased by 50% when inspecting the power lines with drones. And also, the China 1000 power lines has observed a 15 times more distance covered in 3 years, thanks to the use of drones. DJI Enterprise AG, the Swiss power supply company, chose the M300 with H20 series for their job because of the outstanding weather resistance capability, the high level of security, and the increased efficiency thanks to the hot swappable battery system, and also the thermal vision and seamless integration thanks to the SDKs from DJI. At Valmont, also a leader in power transmission industry in the US, M300 has also boosted the inspection efficiency by 30%. Similar to power lines, drones have also been used by oil and gas companies to inspect pipelines, key infrastructures, as well as doing exploration or construction management. Sinopec was able to complete 100 kilometers of pipeline inspections per day with drones. When using drones for aerial image collection, they find it to be 3 times more efficient to create 2D or 3D models compared with the conventional methods. And here is how they use the drones for pipeline inspections. The equipment they choose is also the M300 RTK with the H20T. Plan waypoint flight missions along the pipelines so that they can make it possible to collect more than 100 kilometers of pipeline in a single day. In agriculture, multispectral drones like the MAVIC 3 multispectral can realize the idea of precision agriculture in conjunction with the spraying drones such as the DJI T40. An example of precision agriculture with the help of multispectral drones and precise spraying here. To combat with weeds and protect the crops, farmers need to use herbicides. However, the overuse of herbicides not only increases farmers' operational costs, but will also undermine the health of the ecosystem, and that's where the multispectral imaging can be helpful. By flying a multispectral drone over the field, we can create an NDVI map, and since this is before the seeding and no other crops are present in the field, the NDVI effectively located the weed patches in the field. And based on the NDVI map, they generated a prescription map and import this prescription map to Agros drones for spot spraying. So comparing with the traditional methods, drone spot spraying does help in reducing herbicide usage as well as reducing the cost for the farmers. And here we've come to the end of the presentation today. We hope with this training, you can get an overview, a big picture of the DJI Enterprise team, our product solutions, as well as the use cases. If you want to know more details regarding the specific vertical industry or regarding the specific products, feel free to check out our other training videos. Thanks for watching.